Brand new and much needed Child Aspirations come with the Growing Together expansion pack, and we're going to take a look at all of them. Unlike the base game Aspirations, the new Aspirations are all classed under multi-skill, and they focus more on elements of play and development that child sims can explore. Also keep in mind that they can only be completed while your sim is in the child life stage. I feel like they are quite a bit more fun to complete than the base game Child Aspirations, and note that unlike the base game Child Aspirations, which have 4 stages each to complete, these multi-skill aspirations all just have 3. While some of the reward traits aren't anything to scream about, one in particular is awesome. And even despite some traits being a little bit average, I still really enjoy the aspirations as a whole. Now grab your sleeping bags, your bikes, and get ready to cycle through walls. Get ready to build a treehouse as we go through each of the new child aspirations. Let's kick things off by looking at the Slumber Party Animal aspiration. To complete this, your child sim will need to attend a slumber party event, tell 3 stories from a sleeping bag, and eventually earn gold in a slumber party event. They'll also need to reach level 6 of the social skill and level 5 of the creativity skill, as well as exchange a friendship bracelet. You can make friendship bracelets by using a friendship bracelet kit, but note that sometimes they can break while being made. Once both your child sim and someone they are close with, such as a parent, have made friendship bracelets, they will then be able to exchange them. This will see them start wearing the bracelets and complete the task. The reward trait for completing the Slumber Party Animal aspiration is called Practiced Host, and it suits sims who love holding and attending events. Having this trait will make it so that during parties, your sim's friendly and funny socials will always succeed. Overall, it's quite nice to have, but generally those interactions don't fail all too often anyway, so the trait isn't really game-changing. Next up, we have the Mind and Body aspiration, and to complete this, your sim will need to become confident, which is easily done by having your child sim psych themselves up in a mirror. Your child sim will also need to learn to ride a bike, which can be done by practicing on one of the 6 kid bikes. And note that older sims can help child sims learn to ride a bike as well. On top of this, you'll have to pop your child sim into a bubble and get them to go 12 hours without getting a negative moodlet, as well as reach level 6 of the mental and level 5 of the motor skill. The reward trait for completing the Mind and Body aspiration is called Headstrong, and it will make a sim's confident and focused moodlets last longer. From my testing, they'll last around 50% longer, so a moodlet that would ordinarily last for 4 hours will now last for 6. Overall, these are generally helpful moodlets for your sims to have, including for when training some skills, so while the reward trait isn't groundbreaking, it's definitely nice to have. Moving on to the third child aspiration, being Playtime Captain. To complete this, your child sim will need to playfully stomp on a splash pad, which is available on splash pad objects while your sim is in a playful mood. And an easy way to make a child playful is to get them to have a bubble bath. For this aspiration, you'll also need to become friends with 3 other children, which will actually take a bit of work socializing with others. In addition, your child sim will need to ride a bike for 4 hours. And note that practicing riding a bike still counts as riding a bike, so you can complete this without your sim having fully learnt to ride. Finally, they will need to reach level 6 of the motor skill and level 5 of the social skill. The reward trait for completing the Playtime Captain aspiration is called Pack Animal, and it will lead to your sim having faster relationship and skill gain while training with friends. To be honest, this felt very tricky to test, and due to sims taking breaks from skill training together to chat, I often found that skill gain was a bit slower than if they did it solo. But on the flip side, it helped a little, and I do stress a little, with making skill training with other sims an okay way to make friends. I wouldn't go crazy for this trait though. And now to take a look at the 4th and final multi-skill child aspiration, being Creative Genius. To complete this aspiration, you'll need a built treehouse, and then to use it to play pretend, as well as to sleep in it for 6 hours. On top of this, your sim will need to stargaze, which is easily done using a telescope at night, and they will also need level 6 creativity and level 5 of the mental skill. In my opinion, this is the easiest aspiration to finish, and if you have a treehouse built and the required skills, then you can knock this off in under a day without any problem. The reward trait for finishing this is called Idea Person, and in my opinion, it's the best out of all of the child aspiration reward traits by far. I mean really, we're about to be more creative than the left shark during Katy Perry's Super Bowl performance. Having the Idea Person trait will see your sim paint, write, program, and write songs faster. From my testing across painting, writing, and programming, this is almost but not quite twice as fast. And it's actually insane how beneficial this trait is for sims going into a relevant creative field. Writing and completing projects at almost double the rate will mean that you can pump out so many more pieces of work, whether it be books, paintings, songs, mobile apps, or computer games. And this equates to an insane amount of more money and potentially a lot more time for your sims to do other things too. In addition to this, sims who write a lot can sometimes experience writer's block in the form of a tense moodlet. And if they have this trait, then when they get this moodlet, it will clear a lot faster. Honestly, I think that the Idea Person trait is a must for any creative sim, and it's helpful that the Creative Genius aspiration is one of the easier ones to complete. Now, if you're looking to complete all 4 aspirations on a single child, then I would start with Creative Genius, as it's relatively easy and has the best reward. I would then move on to Slumber Party Animal and aim to start making some friends as you progress through this. After this, go for Playtime Captain, where you can finish making friends and start practicing riding a bike, before then finally completing the mind and body aspiration, which will see you finish off learning how to ride a bike. And with that, we're at the end. That's a look at the 4 new multi-skill aspirations for child sims that come with the Growing Together expansion pack. If you enjoyed or found this helpful, then please subscribe and leave a like. I would really appreciate it, and have an amazing day. See you later!